Welcome to Storm and Chocolate. I'm Storm and Norman. Today's song is number 27, The Bomber from the James Gang. The Bomber is the other famous song from the James Gang's second album, 1970's Rides Again, behind Funk Number 49. If neither of these song titles fires off any neurons, I have links to the album cuts below to refresh your memory. That said, I have no idea why these two songs have the titles they do, but I do know that their first album contains Funk 48. No, that doesn't help. Well, by the way, I went through Joe Walsh's backstory in song number 11, Meadows, since it appears during his Barnstorm days right after his James Gang stint. As hinted by the ending of song number 26, where I tell you what the next song will be in the punniest way possible, The Bomber is a medley of 3 different songs, and I'm going to describe the way I feel the parts fit. Let's say it has an A, B, C, D, A structure. It has 3 verses of lyrics which are all different but have the same AABB rhyming structure. All the lyrics are absurd, but we'll take a look at that later. In the middle of the 7-minute song are 3 instrumental parts. The first instrumental part is where drummer Jim Fox is just working way too hard, as you hear here. He's accompanied by Dale Peters on bass, just keeping time up and down. He's got the easy job. And then Joe has his guitar solo. It's really trippy, really soaring, and has lots of space and reverb, and it's really great. This part lasts a full 2 minutes until we're halfway through the song. At around the 3:30 mark, we hear the drummer change the beat to a simpler, obstinate beat where the snare drum sounds like this. The bass also changes to playing a high note on the snare hits and a low note on the cymbal crashes. After establishing this repeating beat for 4 rounds, Joe comes in playing the main melody of Ravel's Bolero. Yes! The James Gang goes classical. This section lasts around 75 seconds, with the ending getting more and more trippy, just like the seconds before Bolero starts, until Joe cleans the slate with a series of power chords. Immediately after this last power chord dies away, we get this huge reverberant space. The drums and bass are just playing along, and by that I mean brilliantly accompanying, as Joe treats us to his version of Cast Your Fate to the Wind. The original song was composed by the great American jazz pianist Vince Guaraldi for his 1962 album, Jazz Impressions of Black Orpheus, inspired by the film Black Orpheus, the 1959 Academy Award winner for Best Foreign Film. Guaraldi's album contains covers of songs from the film in addition to original works by the Vince Guaraldi Trio. Ironically, the album's label released Samba de Orpheus as a single with a throwaway song on the B-side in an attempt to ride the rising bossa nova wave in music. But this song was forgotten to history when DJs flipped the disc over and discovered Cast Your Fate. As it was a gentle, catchy tune, and remember, there were a lot more instrumentals on the radio in the 50s and early 60s, and was unlike anything else on the radio at the time, it ran up the charts, staying on the top for 19 weeks, peaking at number 22. There's a link to the album cut in the description. Outside of this composition, Vince Guaraldi may be best known for his work on the Peanuts soundtracks, especially the song Linus and Lucy. But Cast Your Fate directly led to his being considered for that Peanuts work. Also down below are a couple of flash mob videos for Bolero. One takes place in the Gare Saint-Lazare in Paris, which is about halfway between the Arc de Triomphe and Place Pigalle. It's only 8 minutes long, while the second one is over 12 minutes and takes place in the Europa Gallery in Saarbrücken, west of Mannheim in Germany, on the border with France. By the way, the song Bolero became a big deal with capital letters in 1979 to early 1980 with the film 10. Let me know in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. So after the 3 instrumental pieces have concluded, we transition to the third verse. This transition is exactly as the beginning of the song, so it kind of wakes you up in a fun way. So let's talk about those funky lyrics. The first verse is pretty straightforward. A boy is transitioning into a young man, and his mother advises that it's time to put away childish things, open up your eyes, and let nature take its course. So he takes this advice, and this is his excuse for sneaking around your daughter's backyard.
When I became a babe, my mama sat me down. Said, son, you're growing up, and you looked around. So I began to notice some things I hadn't seen before. That's what brought me here, knocking on your back door.
All right, nothing weird about that, right? Just setting the stage for the second verse, and I suggest you turn on the subtitles for the lyrics because they might not be what you think they are.
The closet queen, the lust I feed, she wants to shake my hand. I don't want to be there. She decides she can. It's Apple Dan, he's just a man. I pick fruit off your branches. I can't sleep. A big ant keep is cattle off my ranches.
Now, I'm pretty good with making sense of metaphors and similes, and occasionally I'll sniff out some symbolism, but I did fail my philosophy class in high school. So with that mighty background, I have no clue what the gist of this is. I think maybe that some of these are events from Joe's life, but that's making the assumption that he was responsible for the lyrics when the song was credited to Fox, Peters, and Walsh, plus Ravel and Giraldi. And then we round out with the last verse.
It's too strong, something's wrong. I guess I lost the feeling. I don't mind your games you play, but I don't like your dealing. God look bad, the luck's been had, and that's nothing left to smoke. We'll all be back tomorrow for the punchline of the joke.
So, I guess we're not getting the punchline today. Anyway, this verse is more consistent in that all four lines seem pertinent to each other, and they have the same metaphor of card playing, whereas that second verse has two distinct parts. Overall, they don't seem mysterious, just indecipherable and fun, if not funny. If you have any clue what they mean, please let me know in the comments. And I hope you're watching, Joe. Well, that's it for The Bomber, consisting of Closet Queen, Bolero, and Cast Your Fate to the Winds from the James Gang Rides Again. Next time we'll find ourselves up against the wall in Kansas when we consume leftovertures. We'll see you then. Bye-bye. ASMR.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to keep my hands warm, my fingers warm, so that when I gesture, they're not like ugly.